Hey guys, welcome back to the workbench. We are doing a project tonight, just kind of doing a new run. I'm going to be using crusted rust deposits from AK. I'll be using rust streaks from AK, and I will be using something new for me. And this bottle here is RAF Dark Earth. I've never used it, so I'm going to be using it in a different application than it's probably intended for, because it says dark earth, but I'm going to be using it on the metal rooftops. But before we get into that, all that's going to be going on in this building. So tonight we're just going to be doing the painting of this, and also I wanted to mention these guys. Sierra scale models for cedar shingle sheets. They are number 110. You get 5 sheets per pack. I believe I paid very little for each pack. I got like 4 or 5 of them. So if you want a realistic look for cedar on your projects, they are just flat cedar sheets. As you can see, they're just they come in packs like this. Also, an alternative is if you go on Amazon and you look up cigar cedar sheets. They use them to wrap cedar the cigars. Those cedar sheets will work too. I bought them and they do work okay. But either way, this stuff is thin and it's very pliable, and it breaks apart easy into small pieces, so it works. This will be used on the maintenance building 2. Maintenance building 1 is getting the metal roofing. And then down the road, there probably will be maintenance building 3. And maintenance building 3 is going to have metal siding. So it will be probably a custom build with it's gonna be a all-around new route that I'm gonna take with my custom build, because it's gonna have metal siding, it's gonna have wood shingles, which I will be having be using from Frank at Mud Creek Models. So I have a bunch of his windows and doors. So it's gonna be interesting. I'll be honest, it's gonna be interesting. So I've seen metal buildings with wooden doors and windows, so it's gonna be kind of an interesting thing. And that building is going to be a tar paper roof. So a third building with a third aspect of material. You don't normally see a lot of that in a train yard. Usually they try to keep it all the same, but I'm going for a variety. So anyway, I'm sorry for the loud noises in the background. Mommy and daughter are having their playtime. Trying to get jammies on. Let's get to it. I'm trying a different application, so you guys are going to see it live right here on video. I mean, but you know, it's stuff. Hey, you know, I love how aspects come out by just playing around. So we're going to do this, and it's going to come out how it's going to come out. And either way, I'm going to use it. So, because that's just the way I am. So, and then I can always touch it up once it's on the building. But anyway, we are going to start out with the crusted rust. Then we're going to go in with some rust streaks over that, and then I'm going to see how well the dark earth goes over, you know, because maybe there's some dirt and dust and grime in the air that's landed on it and it's just built up over the years. So we're just gonna go wing it and go with it. So let's get to it. Okay, so we're starting off with the AK crusted rust deposits. And I'm not one to primer these aluminum sheets, because some of the rooftops that you go out and look at in real life does still have some of the shine to it through some of the rust. So if you primer it, it's not going to be realistic. It's not going to show its true form, or um, in my opinion, because if you primer it gray, it's not going to show through to the natural color underneath. And most rooftops, unless it's been 30, 40 years, is gonna, in that regard, you're going to have a lot more rust than you are going to have the actual material. So you're not going to see the shininess. So it's not going to matter. But if it's fairly new, but not old, like anywhere between 15 to 20 years old, you're going to see a lot of the shiny metal still popping through. A lot, even up to 35 years. And then it really starts to take over and rust over well. So, you got to, depending on your application. So I don't ever really prime these sheets. I go layer by layer, and then when I get the look I want, I just let it fully dry, and then I just move on and cut it up and apply it. And I mix up the metal to give it a varied look upon the rooftop. So we have right here, we have the sorry, here we have the bad lighting, but this is the crusted rust deposits. We're going to be using some AK rust streaks. And again, like I said, this is it's the RAF Dark Earth from AK. I've never used the Dark Earth, so this will be a first time application. And it's kind of like a mud color, like a tannish brown, even though it says Dark Earth. So maybe it'll dry darker. I don't know. I've never used it. So if you've used this, feel free to leave in the comments that how it worked for you. But this looks like a caramely brown, like milky color. So, we are gonna see how that works. And it's first time I've opened it, and I've had it for a while, so we're gonna get its use. So let's start out with putting an application of the dark rust on here. And this is not going to be a big issue because I can tell I haven't used this in a while. Let's start with this color. Shake it up real good first. Okay, so we're going on and on and on about using AK products, but they go a long ways. And I'm not the best at using these products, but in the end, it is about application of and all that good stuff. So I just get it on I just basically just put it on the top of that, and then I'm just kind of going, just dabbing. And I'm just dabbing all the way down. It's going to be a well-rusted roof, but it's going to be randomized. And then, I'm going to do both pieces here. So, and I'm just kind of going like that over all of it. And then if you get too much, use another part of the sponge, and you can just absorb up what you don't want. And it actually works pretty darn well. But this crusted rust is just the base. As you notice, rust goes light to dark. So, depending on the age it is. So, we'll just kind of go with that. Kind of go with that look right there. Then because it's alcohol. I like how it dries fast. It's, well, it's not alcohol, but it's it's fast drying. It's enamel. Sorry, it's an enamel. So now that we got that, um, we have the and just me fanning it just lightly like this with something just dries it to the point where it gets to the tacky point, but it's not sopping wet. And so now we're going to move on to the next layer. The next layer is rust streaks. So we are going to just do the same process, just, you know, go a little bit different, because we have two other colors we're going to be adding. So let's go ahead and open up rust streaks here. Shake it up real good. Okay, got it nice and shaken up. Mix it all up real good. And then with a clean sponge, we're going to just put it right on top like that. And I just let it soak in just like that for a moment. Got a nice good glob on there. And then I'm just going to lightly go over, just kind of like dab it, dab, 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 dab. And I got a soaking sponge for this, so I'm gonna do. So, and this mixes well because it's all 8K. So now I got that the way I want it. I'm going to take a blank sponge and I'm going to dab up, just dab. So I don't know if you can tell the difference right where you're looking from the bottom, but you can see where the difference is where I'm cleaning it up. And you get this look. And I'm just lightly dabbing it after applying it. And what it does is it's mixing with the orange. See how it looks, that orange goes? That looks really, really cool. You have some of the rust up top here where some of it's appearing. And that's just using AK rust streaks on top of AK crested rust deposits. And the other one, there's a medium rust that goes in that series, and I didn't even use it. And look how good it applied itself. No primer, no nothing, just the crest deposits right on top of it. Then I used the rust streaks. Rust streaks blended in pretty darn well. Now, if you look at the upper one like that, that's how I applied it. And then the bottom one is where I did it. So now, all I'm going to do now is just continue doing what I'm doing. And I didn't even really fully let the crusted deposits fully dry. And I didn't want to either because I wanted the colors to kind of blend a bit. So, I mean, I wanted it to kind of show. So we are getting it pretty evenly as possible. And we're picking up some of the paint and we're relieving some of the paint and it's blending. And voila. There you have it. That is how quick and easy you can rust these pieces of metal with just 2 AK products. But I want to add a little dirt to this. I want to try to add a little depth to it. So I'm going to dry this stuff a little bit. This is what I've used. The second layer was this. It's the rust streaks from AK, and that was on top of the crusted rust deposits. So now that we're done with that, we can take and just a moment. I'm letting this dry a little bit so that it can not fully mess up what I got. I'm not going to be cutting these up. I'm going to let it fully cure, fully dry, and then I will cut them up. But you'll see the end result tonight of how it's going to look. And it already looks awesome the way it is, but I wanted to add a little extra to it to see what it would do. And so we're going to be adding this RAF 8K product. It's called RAF Dark Earth right there. RAF Dark Earth. And it is AK RC287 is the product number from AK. And it should come out good. Again, the outcome, this is the outcomes that I got from this stuff. And, when I cut the stuff up for the rooftop, it'll be in, smaller pieces because it's going on this building. And just to show you how good it's going to look, that is just kind of a foresight. It's going to be a rusted top with maybe a dirty top to it, like as if the building got updated but the roof hasn't yet, type of thing. So that's what that is. So now we're going to add the dirt. This is where it becomes fun. I don't know what it's going to look like when it's done, so we're going to go with this one and just wing it. Again, this is more like a really light. See if I can't get a good view of this real quick. So this is the kind of the color we're working with. That's the color in the bottle. It's for Dark Earth. So we're gonna see how this covers and dries. I'm kind of excited to see it and kind of nervous at the same time because I've never used this, and I love experimenting. And the outcome is what it is. And for this reason, this one actually has a top cap that I like because I shake it up and you open it up. You can set the bottle down and it's got this little cap right up here for to seal it. So what I do is I take the sponge and I use that. That way I'm not getting too much. And I just dab it right in the cap, absorb what I need. That way it's not too soaking wet. And I just take up what I can get. And we are just going to go randomly around and just kind of applying what we can. But so I'm gonna have to get a little more on there. There we go. Just wasn't enough. So as you can see, I'm going to work down in this corner here. You can see the color of that it is. And the dirt is just, I'm just going to dab along the bottom edge. because maybe we got a spot where it's just muddy along the one corner, along the edge where mud and grime and buildup has been, and then kind of go up. I'm only going to do one piece because what I want to do is I want to cut it up. I don't know if you can see it very well, but the application, that thicker stuff, is the dark earth. This thicker stuff is the dark earth. So, and you're seeing it just the way I'm laying it. I'm laying it down where I want it. So I'm just adding a little bit of dirt, mud, dark earth, whatever. I'm not trying to go overbearing with it, but I want it to look a little bit of dirt on there too, because this has been a building that's been sitting for a while. So you got rust, you got dirt, you got grime, and this is a way to get away from streaking grime, by the way. You can use dark earth or a brown of some sort and kind of fill in where there's going to be dirt and grime. You don't have to go out and use these products to do it. And that's why it was kind of interesting to see, you know, how dirty I can make this roof and make it still come out look good. And so the dark earth is just, it's going to dry with like mud and stuff on it. That's why I'm not trying to go too much on it, and I'm just spreading it around. And I do have some of the underneath layment of the actual metal, which I do want to see, and I'm not going to get too carried away. And what I'm doing is it all mixes and picks up and lays back down with each layer. So now you got mud mixed in, you got rust mixed in, and you got the actual material. This is the final step, and when it dries, it'll be good. And that's what I was going for, particularly on this one. Once it's all layered properly instead of in a sheet, it's going to look a little better. And when we get to that point, I'll be happy. And at that point, once you get it all laid on there and all put on the roof, if and only I feel that it may need a little more, I could go in and do a very light application of a filter, or maybe even add a tiny amount of the streaking grime in there, but only after I get it all the way cut up and applied. I want this to fully cure, and I want this to fully be done before I even get I get to the point of actually wanting to call it, because if it looks good when it's fully cured and dried, I mean, I don't have to add the mud to this. It looks great the way it is, but I wanted to add a little more depth to it. I wanted to add a little more characteristic to it. Like, there's quite a bit of dirt on that roof, you know, kind of look. So mixing a little bit of dirt in with the rust, you know, it can go either way. But, you know, again, I like just trying things and seeing how they come out. I'm not afraid to build it as is, and, you know, it's just, there's a million and two ways you can do this. And this is just one of those ways. So just having fun with it is the whole thing. So, and you know, you're just applying it until it thins itself out, and then you're getting the sheen look of the metal underneath along with the rust coming through. And some has more rust, some doesn't have it. Now, the way that this roof is designed, it's not designed to have a lot of full shingle rust, but the way it's coming out, you're getting a lot of the original metal to shine through, which is what I want. And as it's drying, I'm actually picking up and moving things around. So it's thinning everything out. It's actually pulling it in some areas, and it's not doing it so much in others. And it's really cool effects. You're getting the grind, the streak. You're not really streaking. You're getting with the type of I don't remember. This is like a sponge I got at like Joann's or something like that, or Michael's, but it's like a sea sponge, and it's actually pitting this stuff in spots, you know, and moving it around, and you know, clustering it and making it look awesome. So here is this sheet. It's not as bad as you can see. It's not as bad as the other sheet. See, this one has same application, but it's not. This has a lot more, whereas this one, see if I can get a comparison here for you. So there you have it. Those are the two pieces. That's the outcome using 3 products just in a few minutes. And the upper is a little more rusted. The bottom's not as rusted, but they're pretty close. So, you know, you mix that all up. Once you cut it up and mix them up and you apply them, you're going to have a wide range of colors all over that roof. And it's going to pop and pull your attention right to the roof because it's just so unique. Again, with this product here, the Dark Earth, I'm actually kind of happy with it, really, because it mixed in really well. It says it's a World War II real color, so it's a RC287 RAF Dark Earth, and it is a very cool color. It's a 1/3. This bottle is a 1/3 fluid ounce, and you saw how much I applied, and I just opened the bottle, and it's basically still full. So it goes a long ways, and I've had these a long time too. I've had these for about 1.5 years now. Granted, I use them sparingly, so what you see here is about the most I've ever used out of the bottle. But the end result, again, you know, I hand it to AK. They did really good job moving their product, stuff like that. These are going to be really cool when I'm able to get them on the actual structure themselves. So for tonight's video, that's about it, guys. I just wanted to come on. I've been trying to get to the bench. I've been trying to do some work. It's just I've been dealing with a lot through the week between work, kid, and house stuff. And so I just been kind of lacking on projects. You know, I've been trying to get to the bench. So tonight's the first night in a week that I've been able to get to the bench, and I decided just to do a project to kill 2 birds with 1 stone. This week I'll be working on installing this, so hopefully on Wednesday, Thursday, somewhere in there, I'll have this done, and it will be on the structure. And then I will be able to start working from there. Kind of getting everything else going, and I'm still on hold with doing stuff for the firehouse. I'm working on figuring out the roof layout, kind of what I want to do with that, where I want to put things, that kind of thing. And then basically the other big project I got right now is the yard maintenance building 2, the black one. So work on the roof, get that together this week, and then I can start working on putting the roof tops on that. So with that, hope you guys like that. Hope that what I did tonight was a good tip for you guys. Hopefully you guys are able to see how easy it is to do a rust roof on metal. Again, I don't prime these specifically because when a roof ages, it does have shiny metal in spots. If you prime your roof, that's the way you want it, great. But, you know, in reality, you know, I don't see many people going out on jobs and priming a roof, you know, especially if it's a metal roof. I don't prime them. And nowadays they come pre-painted. You can have a green metal roof, red, brown, tan, white, blue, whatever. They come in all kinds of colors now. But if you're doing a thing like this application where it's all natural, I don't prime it. It allows the product to cling right to the metal, and it dries. And worst case scenario, to keep this going, I may spray some of my dull coat over it to keep it from flaking off and whatnot. But I never really have had that much of a problem once I allow it to fully dry. It will adhere all together, and it will cure as is, and then it'll look good. So till later this week, guys. We'll see you guys later. All right, talk to you later. Bye.